Hello, this is Joy, your assistive technology professional. And if you have some tight corners or tight hallways in your home, this might be helpful if you are looking at options for power wheelchairs to allow you to get to those spaces. So I'm going to be comparing kind of a standard mid-wheel drive chair. This is an Edge 3.0 from Quantum. And then we have their Stretto wheelchair, which is a narrower base. They've been offering this since about the fall of 2019. So there are some key differences, but I want to go over the benefits of it first. So particularly if you're a little more petite or narrow, you can get this to be very narrow, okay? So on both of these chairs in particular, we have the 14-inch drive wheels, okay? So you have the same kind of maneuverability and turning radius and all of that, but with this one, you have a width of the base that's only 21.75 inches, as opposed to over here, it's like 24.4 inches, okay, which is fairly standard for a mid-wheel. So that cuts off a couple inches as far as if there's a barrier to that. If the backrest is 16 inches wide, okay, so if you're a little more narrow, then you can have the armrest be within that base frame, okay, because that's often what hits first is the armrest. With both of these, you can see the armrest is kind of outside of the frame of the wheel. And so that is something to consider as far as how tight you can get the arms to allow you to go down these spaces. So just because you're getting a base that's 21.75 inches doesn't mean it's going to go down a hallway of 22 inches unless you're talking about where the armrests are and making sure that that's set as well. For the benefit of this, even if your hips are a little wider than what we're talking about here, if you get the armrests like these that are the flip up, then there's no pressure on the side of your hips because there are lots of different armrests you can get. And so here you can see, so if my hips are like hanging outside the frame, then that's okay, right? Nothing's kind of putting pressure. I'm not gonna have any skin breakdown because there's this gap because the armrests go up and down. So that's something to consider. Some of the key differences is the caster wheels are a little bit different. So the standard caster wheels, those are the wheels that roll in the direction of movement but do not have a motor attached to them. These are 6 inches in diameter and they're on the front and the back, okay? On the Stretto, we actually do have the 6 inches on the back, but on the front, we have to have 5 inches. And that's because of the clearance between the wheel being able to turn and the foot plate. So that's another factor. If you have some stuff as far as leg supports going on, you want to make sure that that will be functional for you as far as your feet position. There is another option with the Stretto, and that is to get a different size drive wheel. So if you get the smaller drive wheel, you can actually have the base an inch smaller, so 20.75 inches. But those are some of the key differences between that. So there is a narrow option.